Hello, this is Robert from DSP Plug. In forethought of the videos that I've made regarding the Stargate project, which is undoubtedly a very interesting way of getting rid of waste and improving our effect on the environment and our ability, furthermore, to boost and bolster consumerism and to avoid schisms. But what does that make me? By providing this insight, by suggesting what technology can do, frightening, yes, but what is also just as right. While electromagnetism is undoubtedly like a natural force, and though it would seem to allow any people, both vile and good and bad, to do almost effortlessly any level of violence, I tell you that the danger has already been there. The amount of biological waste has always been within our topsoil. It's always been there. There is a certain crust between topsoil and bedrock. And it's very sad that humankind has made so many bodies. And that's what it comes down to. There have been so many bodies of both animals and men and trees and what have you, that the resulting E. coli and bacteria, scientists have predicted we will ultimately one day lose to. They say that the world will become a rotting thing, and all the world in the oceans will be like a yellowy, green, goopy, toxic mass due to the amount of bacteria that we have in between subterranean layers. It's indisputable how much damage that violent human beings, or perhaps those defending against vile and violent human beings, have done to one another. It's endless. It's truly endless. And the natural phenomenon that exists due to our complexities and egos has always been present. If someone enabled by chemistry and academia were to get a bit of this crust and use the correct methodology to access the horrific apocalyptic potential of this layer between topsoil, between bedrock. The tools are already there. There's never been a more frightening tool than that. And let me tell you, if that materia was processed and amplified, it would be a simple matter of wearing a glove and a biohazardous suit and just taking a little bit, putting it on the tip of your finger and putting it on somebody's hand or skin or face. It would cause a plague that would destroy every living thing on planet Earth. And though I realize that good people, righteous, moral people, I realize that it seems like they get very angry, very obstinate, very set in their ways. But frankly, I think the Stargate project is a pretty good thing. And what I see is that this method of polarizing something like silica allows all of these sins of the past to be washed away. And I think it's a heck of a lot more important to look at reality and realize that maybe there's something we can do about it. Maybe there's a way that our vegetables can actually be processed by our stomachs. Do you realize why our vegetables that we grow each day cannot be processed by the human body? It's because we require a medium. People disbelieve that we are mostly vegetarian. They do. They say, no, I'm a meat eater. No, I'm an omnivore. Untrue. All that one needs to do is add paprika to a vegetable. And the reason is quite simple. It unlocks the bacteria and you are actually digesting, meaning that whether animal corpse, whether animal matter, whether human matter, and the vegetable, you will be absorbing them both and processing that level of nutrition within your stomach and your intestine. And that is a disgusting thing, isn't it? It's the most disgusting thing that anybody could have fathomed. And yet, people who call themselves realists stay obstinate in light of this. And we all tell each other just how crafty and genius we are. I disagree. I disagree. And it's not about saving the planet for me. I like a little bit less misery. You know, when I eat French fries, because I really love French fries, I like potato chips, I like French fries, I like all of these things. I think to myself, what would a potato have been like when humankind did not have trillions of corpses and animal matter in between these layers of sediment and bedrock and shale and quartz and limestone? What would a potato have been like? Would it have been the most energizing, amazing thing? All one needs to do to get the most out of vegetable matter is to use plain paprika. This is labeled as fancy paprika. And that's what I used the other day so as to enable myself to enjoy the most out of a nice vegetarian meal. I added some Parmesan cheese and I had some basil, oregano, tomato sauce. And I couldn't believe how energized I was. I added a little bit of hot peppers, and keeping in mind, hot peppers innately, and there might be a few contradictions, mind you, But those hot peppers that are spicy, the reason that they are spicy is this same disgusting fact. True. And that is disgusting. The reason that hot peppers are spicy is because of the access that that pepper has had to dead animal matter, dead human matter. Yes, indeed. While industry takes these peppers that have no spice and makes them into things like paprika and filler for medication, one has to ask themselves, is that not the better hot pepper to eat? And here is the difference. Here is the difference between spicy and hot. I work with audio. Imagine, if you will, you've got a hi-hat sound or a snare sound. And yet this sound and this emanation is amidst an orchestra. Kind of hard to hear, isn't it? Well, what people do is they will kind of play with the sound. They'll add some mod X, right? Or they will layer the sound on top of one another so that it echoes. Therefore, it means that you have to change the sound and make it quite acute, quite vulgar, so as to be able to hear it. And that is just like the difference between spicy and hot. The only reason that a hot pepper is hot to you is because of that extra matter within the spiced pepper. Disgusting. Yes, quite disgusting. Human and animal biological matter to me is worth me not wishing to have a hot pepper. In fact, I would rather just have a spicy pepper because spice is very subtle. And look it up. Those spicy peppers that are not hot have exactly the same amount of spice. It's just that the body cannot detect it. Why? Because of the bacteria. Disgusting. For real. This is Robert from DSP Plug. And frankly, I don't think idealistic people want to so much save the world as they merely want the world to just be a more comfortable place to live. Bye bye.